I still remember the first time someone called me the richest man on earth. It felt strange because I never started Microsoft to become rich. But over the years, wealth became a number people used to define me. And now, after decades, those same numbers tell another story. Bill Gates lost $52 billion. I read that headline too. And for a second, even I paused. Did I really lose $52 billion? Let me tell you what really happened. Because this isn't just about money, it's about the cost of purpose. The price of change and the value of what you choose to give away. The beginning of my journey, I was a young boy from Seattle, obsessed with computers at a time when most people didn't even know what a computer was. While other kids played baseball, I spent my nights writing code. My parents wanted me to be a lawyer, but I wanted to build something that could change how humans think, learn, and connect. So I left Harvard, not because I didn't care about education, but because I believed my education was waiting outside those walls. When Paul Allen and I started Microsoft, we didn't have a grand office or fancy investors. We had 2 desks, one dream, and a vision: to put a computer on every desk and in every home. People laughed. They said computers were toys for nerds. But every time I closed my eyes, I could see the future, a world connected through screens, software, and imagination. And that future came true. Microsoft became the heartbeat of the digital world. Windows changed everything. And yes, the money came. More than I could ever imagine. For years, I was called the richest man alive. People measured my success in billions. Every list, every magazine, every award, it was all about numbers. But deep inside, I started asking myself, what does this number mean? I could buy anything, but I couldn't buy more time. I could own everything, but I couldn't own peace of mind. Then one day, I met people who changed me. A mother in Africa who walked miles for clean water. A child dying from malaria because his village couldn't afford a mosquito net. That night, I couldn't sleep. I had everything. They had nothing. And in that silence, I realized I didn't want to be the richest man in the world. I wanted to be the most useful one. That's when I created the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It wasn't about charity. It was about responsibility. Because if life gives you so much, you owe something back. And my phone was full of messages. Bill Gates just lost $52 billion. Gates drops out of the world's richest list. Where did all his money go? I smiled. Because I already knew the answer. No, I didn't lose it in a bad investment. No, the stock market didn't crash. And no, I didn't gamble it away. That $52 billion was never lost. It was recounted. See, when you run a foundation that gives away billions every year, your net worth on paper goes down. Because what you give, the world doesn't count as yours anymore. Bloomberg changed their calculation. They updated their model to include my donations, my commitments, my pledge to give away nearly everything. So when they said, Bill Gates lost $52 billion, they weren't wrong. They just didn't tell the whole story. I didn't lose $52 billion. I gave it back to people who needed it more than I did. Money is strange. When you have too little, it controls you. When you have too much, you must control it. When I was younger, I thought success was building the biggest company in the world. Now I know, success is building a world where no one is left behind. People often ask me, Bill, doesn't it hurt to give away so much? And I tell them, no. It hurts more not to. Because every time I see a child vaccinated, every time I see a student in Africa using a tablet to learn, every time a family drinks clean water, that's where my billions truly live. So yes. Maybe my name moved down on the rich list, but my heart moved up in peace. I've met people richer than me. I've met people poorer than anyone should ever have to be. And I've learned something both groups often forget. Money doesn't measure your worth. What you do with it does. When I see my name fall from top 5 richest people, I don't feel sadness, I feel relief. Because I never wanted to be remembered as the richest man. I want to be remembered as someone who tried to make technology serve humanity. That's what drives me even today. I still wake up curious. I still learn. I still code sometimes, believe it or not. And I still believe in the same vision, a better future through innovation and compassion. So, did I lose $52 billion? Yes, if you're only counting numbers. But if you're counting lives saved, opportunities created, and hope restored, then I gained far more. When you die, money doesn't follow you, but kindness does. My mother once told me, "Bill, from those to whom much is given, much is expected." Those words still echo in my heart. Maybe one day, I won't be on any billionaire list. And that's okay, because when the last check clears, I'll finally know I used my wealth the way it was meant to be used, to make a difference. If you ever build something great, if success ever finds you, remember this: the goal isn't to have the most, it's to give the most. That's what I learned after losing $52 billion. It wasn't a loss. It was liberation. Because true wealth isn't what you keep. It's what you give away.